Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me talking about some board games, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of Tiny Epic Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go ahead and start the music in the background here so we can get that going. Let's see, let's start here. Alright, cool. We can just barely hear that over my very loud AC system there. But as far as everything goes, this is going to be an unboxing of Tiny Epic Game of Thrones. Mainly because I've had this game for a little bit and I haven't actually opened it, so I was like, oh, what a fortuitous opportunity to open it on camera for video content. So I was gonna be opening up this game. I know this game's been out for a little bit. Man, what's the easiest way to say this? I am a huge fan of the Tiny Epic series, and I personally have tried to acquire all the Tiny Epic series. With that said, the Tiny Epic series definitely fell out of grace for me, despite me being a huge fan of them. And I am also sad to hear about Gamelin Games. I think, let me go ahead and, I don't know why I didn't look this up beforehand. Games bought. Because I think Gamelin Games got bought by, Gamelin Games got bought by Tycoon Games. There's some people who are complaining about, oh no, this is going to be the end of Tiny Epic series as it ever was. But I was going to be completely honest with you, the Tiny Epic series was struggling to begin with. It has been struggling for a long time, and I'll talk more about that as we go along. So first and foremost, let me go and get this box open and get some components out. So we got some nice box art, as I expect to see inside of here. Yep, there we go. Then we got a rule book, the Usurper's Code. Nice little touch there. And let's see, what else do we have? We got just some rule sheet stuff. Let me just throw this on the larger camera here. That way you guys can kind of see a little bit closer. Just a prologue, got all the components, a lot of components. Looks like a lot of cards. Is it showing me every single card? Wow, that's excessive. Map tile, score sheet, round map. It's showing you how to set up the game. I'm always a fan when they do this in the Tiny Epic series. I think they've been consistent and always have done this, showing like the initial setup. But I think all games should do that, and we just got some more stuff in the rulebook and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to go through the entire rulebook. I think the rulebook is available on the internet if you really wanted to get there. And oh, wait, there's expansions. Oh, want more Tiny Epic Game of Thrones? Okay, well I'm going to zoom in my camera. If I can find my remote, there it is. I think this is closer. Yeah. So there's apparently expansions available already. I don't know if those are in here. Oh, no. These are different games altogether. Yeah, because Hand of the King, I have Game of Thrones Hand of the King. Oh wait, no, I take that back. This, Okay, I don't know what that's all about. All right, anyway, that's the rulebook. We got some stuff going on. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what this is. If this is saying that there's expansions of Tiny Epic Game of Thrones, because that's the Tiny Epic symbol and there's Game of Thrones Ice and Fire. Maybe there's different expansions. I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention to the Tiny Epic series for a long while. So, I'm calling me surprised. I'm also not surprised that there would be an expansion for this, because all the Tiny Epic series, even when they first came out, they came out with the expansion, just like the Dungeons came out with the Adventures one. If I'm not mistaken, the Pirates came out with the Ghost one, and the Tiny Epic Tactics, my favorite Tiny Epics personally, that one came out with the extra map packs. So, okay, all right, cool. Well, good to know. So let's go and zoom back out a little bit. Nope. Okay, there we go. Sorry, getting to my laptops here. And oh, we got nice coins. Oh yes, these are metal coins. Perfect. And I think. Oh yeah, these feel no, okay. They don't feel nice. They don't feel as nice as the Tiny Epic pirate coins they have. Actually, let me go grab them, because I can just do a quick comparison and show you guys what I'm referring to. 1 second. This was not planned, but we will do it because we have all the resources here. So why not? I actually don't know if I put the Tiny Epic Pirates coins inside the Pirates game. Where's my Pirates? There it is. and Curse of Amadark. I guess what it's called. So let's get that one out here so we can go look at that. I keep all my coins, or I keep a lot of my coins, my metal coins, inside of a GameGenic token silo. This video is not sponsored by GameGenic. GameGenic, if you ever want to sponsor me, please feel free to let me know. I'll be more than happy to negotiate and talk about things. But at any rate, this is just a GameGenic token silo, just an extra one that I have here to the side. And these are the tiny epic coins that I was referring to here. So let me go ahead and get a good zoom in on all of the glory there. So these coins, I think, were the pirate coins, or just generic coins that they had. And these are the coins that they have here. So the biggest thing is, like, I was gonna say, yeah, these don't feel as heavy. These don't feel as weighty. These feel heavier. It might just be that I don't have enough in my hand. So if I hold 4 of these feel nice and, you know, hefty. If I hold 4 of these, I guess there's some heft there. This is just only 4 of them though, so it just doesn't feel as good. So the tiny epic pirate coins, these ones, there's 100 of them I think in here, and I do like them. But it was a little strange for tiny epic pirates because you keep track of your money the same way that you probably keep track of your money here, just on tracks. The tiny epic series, they traditionally have you keep track of your resources on tracks, and you have like a token to. You have a token to basically be the marker for how much you have on the track on your player board. So I'll put those coins away. But yeah, so that's nice. That's nice. You got nice little metal coins. Like I said, they don't feel as heavy as the other ones that Gamelin Games has released, but they feel okay. They feel okay. They feel passable. All right, so moving on from the coins, we have these wooden token pieces here. So these wooden token pieces here seems to be typical, standard, or fair for Tiny Epic series. They're just nice, have like nice embossments. They got the different houses here. I don't remember all the houses, so do not. So my apologies ahead of time. Please do not skewer me. Yeah, I couldn't tell you these houses even if I wanted to. I'll refer to the rulebook. I know that one's House Baratheon. That's a stag. And then I should be able to know what the Starks look like. That's Turley. I feel like I called the wrong one. I don't think that's the right one. I don't think that's House Turley. I don't think they had a house. Martell maybe? I don't know. Here's the Iron Throne. I know what that is. And is this Lannister? Is that Lannister? I don't know. It's very small. I guess I should just stay zoomed in. Oh, this one's Greyjoy, because they're the squids. Or the Kraken. Sorry, not the squids. I don't see where's Stark? Does Stark not have a house? What? That's the only house that I know. Or unless this is Stark. I don't know. I'm not very, like I said, I'm not very versed in this, so. I could just check the rule sheets and it'll tell me exactly who is who. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's 8 of them. I'm missing 1. So the Starks, they are here. They're the dire wolf. Oh, there it is. Yep, found them. Haha. So 8 different houses that you get. You get 4 gold coins, some castle pieces, and some stuff going on. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the wooden pieces look pretty nice. They're pretty nice and detailed and embossed. I'll zoom back in so we can kind of see the detail that they got here. Here's everything, but you can see the houses. You see the embossment on them. So it's nice. Nice. I'm a fan of deluxifying my games and like having like deluxe pieces. Sometimes I'm willing to pay for the deluxe version of a game, not all the time. So it's kind of a hit or miss. But I do like the fact that each of these pieces looks like these are, I'm assuming these are just knights or kingsmen or swordsmen for the houses. They do have just like the pawns holding their various shields, which is nice and colorblind friendly to some degree, so you can tell them apart, even if the colors are not quite your thing to be able to see apart, and that's pretty cool. There's also some dice here, and these dice, I'm just going to open these up while we're zoomed in, and then I'll probably stay zoomed in for the rest of the video now and think about it, because everything's going to be kind of small. It is the Tiny Epic series. You got a crow face right there. Got a crow face right there. That's a knight's face, the Iron Throne, some feet, and a quill, and oh, a boat. A boat is the other face. So those are the faces there. Don't know what those mean, but they do look pretty nice. They are engraved into the die, which is always nice for dice longevity. Get those coins out here a little bit too shiny. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, here's another token. What does this say? Can I read that? Oh, this is the assassin coin, Valar Magulis, or however you pronounce that. I do like the fact that there's like a nice variety of like tokens, and they're all like kind of here. These are all screen printed by the looks of it, or they have printing on them, I should say. I don't know if that's actually screen printed is the proper word. But yeah, they do look pretty nice. Looks nice, and it probably will look great on the table. Oh, here's the Hand of the King. I know what that pin looks like because I remember that one. I've seen the show or two. All right, cool. So that's all the wooden pieces. So we're gonna go move all these out here to the side. There we go. Clean slates. So we can start looking at the cards. So looking at the cards, we have a stack of cards. These look like standard size cards. So nothing special, no frills. I think the Tiny Epic series, they've been pretty consistent with just using standard cards, standard playing card sizes. So I don't think you'll see them using like mini cards and stuff like that. Although now that I say that, I think they did have one that had mini cards. I don't know which one. But yeah, so we got Jaime Lannister here. It's gonna be a little bit glare, but Jaime Lannister. I do like the art. I do think the art's pretty nice. Instead of using like live action photos, I'm not a fan of when they use like live action like screenshots because it feels very lazy. There's Eddard Stark. The glare is going to be crazy here. House Tully. Yeah, I said Turley. I guess Tully was the right word, but I even had the wrong house there. There's Martell, Orban, Martell. And these all have different abilities by the looks of it. This one says gain 2 coins and then perform a writing action. Then return that played plot card back to your hand. So whatever that means. There's Robert Baratheon. There's Ewan Greyjoy, or Urian Greyjoy. Endless the Faceless. Oh, wait. I think these are. I'm assuming these are the character cards, and then these are just generic cards, like action cards, that will give you actions and stuff. Cool. So again, I am a fan of the art, and I'll put some of these on the overhead screen so we can kind of get a view of that too. Won't be as huge, but it will be just as glorious. Why is this always getting out of focus? I don't understand. Alright, there we go. Should be back in focus. This is master of hire a master of whispers and so on and so forth. So yeah, some pretty nice cards, pretty nice quality going on there. And looks like also I need to fix the color balance on that because this is what the card looks like when you compare it to the rest of them. So nice to see the cards, and like I said, these seem like hero cards. I don't know if they're character cards. I think they have, no, they have the same back. So I guess those are just specific characters that are kind of like the big character cards. All right, nice. Oh, hey, nice. This is so cool. There's Betrayer's Gift, deal making. Again, I like the art. I'm a huge fan of the art so far. And here's some more cards. These actually look like different. Oh no, my camera. Sorry. 1 second. I'll be back once my camera decides to view back on us or grace us with his views here. Oh, I see. I hit the power button. Nope. There we go. All right. Well, I'll switch over to the other camera, which is not in the right spot here for us. Yeah. So I'll switch over to the other camera because I have 2 cameras above me. Like I said, my main camera is deciding to do like a little dance around. But anyway, going through the cards, we have a whole bunch of cards here, which is what I was talking about. And these cards seem different, which is what I was saying before. I was so rudely interrupted. And oh, okay, the camera decided to join us back again. So let's go ahead and zoom back in. And switch back over. Whew, live production. So these cards have a different back than these ones. So I'm assuming that that means that these ones are special. So they'll do some special stuff. So maybe these are the character cards that I thought I was looking at earlier, but these seem to have a 1-to-1 match of cards in the deck there. So that's pretty cool. So, cool. good to see. All right. And I don't think there's any other type of cards here. I think these are all the same backed cards. Yeah. These all have the same back, and these all have the same back. So cool. So that's all for the cards. And let's go and see what else is in the box. Oh, we got minis. Oh man, I didn't realize we had minis. Nobody told me we had minis. No, I saw we had minis, but I forgot. I did genuinely forget there were minis, but nice. Oh, these do feel nice. These feel like a nice, I don't know. They feel like a nice plastic resin. Are these resin? I don't know. They don't feel cheap, but I guess the detail is probably a little bit lacking. I don't know if I can get it to look better here on this camera. No? All right. Well, I'm going to try to zoom in more with this overhead camera to see if this can actually do anything. No promises. Whew. That is blurry. All right, let's try to focus that. That's the best I can do. Zoom out a little bit. Yep. Yep, my camera can't focus that close. Yeah, I guess you can kind of get enough detail from there. Oh. Whew. Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, sorry. I was doubting my camera, but my camera's out here just out here impressing me. All right. Okay. So this is the detail that we have on these pieces. You can kind of see the mass or the face and the detail on the swords there. So that's pretty nice. I'm bringing a few other minis in here. This one is I don't know who that is. He has an axe though. And here's another one. I'm assuming this is Robert Baratheon. Looks very kingly. I don't know what painting these would feel like or look like, but yeah. Sorry, I gotta take that. And here's the next person, and then here's very stoic looking, got a sword and everything. And finally, we got Lady Martell, I guess is her name. So these there's 7 of these, and these correspond with the cards that you have. So I'll just kind of put them all here, so you can take a gander at them. I'm happy my camera can zoom in that close. I thought my camera couldn't zoom in that close, but focus when it was zoomed in that close. But I guess it decided to prove me wrong. Again, you can even see like the threading in my mat here, little table mat. That's hilarious. Okay, all right, enough of that. Let's go and zoom back out to our normal regularly scheduled view and get the minis out of here. And we're gonna go to these boards. So I don't know what these boards are or these pieces are. That's the last thing that's in the box here. So this will be the last thing for us to look at for this one. So we have this, which I'm assuming these are the player actions, so or dice reminders. So it looks like when you roll that foot, that boot option on the dice, for instance, it lets you move units from one domain up to 2 domains by land. You may pick up / drop off units. That's pretty nice. This one here is a tracker. Same on both sides. Oh, this says solo down here. And this is standard down here where I'm pointing. So I guess if you're playing solo, you use this side. And if you're playing standard, you use that side. I don't know the differences. I'm not able to see them fast enough. Looks like a scoring track. Nice art in the back. These are different houses. So House Lannister, House Stark. Oh, my AC decided to go away, thank God. House Tully, House Martell, House Tyrell, House Baratheon, and House Greyjoy. Let's see, are there backs to these? There are backs to these. Oh, it has the house information. Oh, it says non-player in the bottom corner. So I guess if you're playing solo, or if you're playing, I guess, with less than the max player count, these houses would go out on their backside. So that's a nice little touch. One of the things I always give a huge amount of credit to Gamelin Games for with their games is that they will definitely include some content for you. They will definitely try to give you a solo fill. They'll try to give you different modes to play in, different alleys and options to go for. The concept of the Tiny Epic series originally was to have a very small box game, but like a huge experience. And I feel like for the history of the Tiny Epic series, they have definitely done a good job of trying to bring, you know, that really big, bold experience in a very small, tiny box. I will say that sometimes the mechanics do not match the game. More specifically, Tiny Epic Mechs for me was the beginning of the end for Gamelin Games. Is it Gamelin? It's Gamelin, right? Yeah, it's Gamelin. Gamelin Games, at least that's what I'm gonna say. And that was one of the more disappointing games. Oh, there's another one. Oh, House Aaron. There's nothing on this side. Interesting. So I guess you can't play as House Aaron. They're always a neutral player, a non-player. Huh. That's cool. I guess that makes sense. And then these are the map cards. There's a northwest, northeast, then west. Let me zoom out to our full view so we can see everything, including my laptop over there. And there we go. Try to fix my views here. Quality YouTube there, y'all. So we got a map here. And southwest, southeast. So this is the map that we're going to be playing on. And I will zoom in so we can see more detail of the map. The map looks like it has different spaces, kind of a la, you know, not Tiny Epic, Small World. So I'm assuming that when you move into what I guess the game calls a domain, you move from this spot to that spot, and you can move by the dotted lines, or you can move by just across the thing. At least that's what I'm assuming. I don't know if that's true. So I'm just trying to follow what looks to be some visual language on here. So let's zoom back in. We'll zoom in close so we can get some details on the map. So we see here we got some famous places. King's Landing, of course. Everybody knows about King's Landing. The Erie up here. Dragonstone over there. The Three Sisters. We got River Run, Pike, Castle Rock, Ashmark, and where's Winterfell will be up top, of course. That's the place everybody knows. Winterfell, yeah. And then the Rills, Flint's Finger, White Arbor, Hornwood, Last Hearth, Castle Black, and then we got the wall up there. So yeah. So that's the map tiles. Let's see, is there anything on the back? Oh, okay. All right. I guess if you're a pro and you don't need no map names, you can just play on this side. No, I'm assuming that this is just art. I'm assuming they're just treating this as art on the back of the card. They don't expect you to play on this because you don't have borders and boundary lines, but I mean, it looks nice. Let's see, there's some text down here. This is Game of Thrones and all related characters and elements. Oh, it's just saying HBO owns it. Got it. Okay, sure. But I mean, it's nice that they did something with the back of the cards. I guess you couldn't really give a variable map because the world of the Game of Thrones world is kind of set. So you can't really just like say, hey, here's an alternate map you can play on. Or actually, I take it back. You could do an alternate map. You could do like the other place, the other half of the world where Daenerys Targaryen is hanging out over there. But yeah, this is all there. So that's kind of it for this whole unboxing. maybe one day I'll play this. I don't know if I actually will, because I've been kind of holding off, I should say, on playing any Game of Thrones style stuff as a peaceful protest to finish the books, for George R. R. Martin to finish the books. Like I'm ever going to finish reading them, but I do kind of want to have a complete story and then watch all the synopses about them. I'm assuming you shuffle these cards. That's why I'm shuffling these cards. I guarantee it might be a situation to where you're not supposed to shuffle the cards and each house is supposed to have a certain card. And yeah, I just messed up everything, y'all. I just messed up everything, didn't I? Yeah, this might be separate decks for each house. Let me check. Because they do show all the cards. These are plot cards. 7 hero cards. And then 8 house mats. Yep. Each player selects a house, any house other than Aaron. And get the house mats. Choose house mats. Place your house's 9 power tokens, leftmost tokens. Let's see. I'm not going to try to learn how to play this game here on the video, but I did want to, I guess, put some things in places where they should be so we can get a little more context for stuff. More specific, so I can get a little more context for stuff. So here's the House Lannister. And it looks like they would have these fellas. Okay. So all of these would go on the card like so. I wonder if this is kind of like a Gaia project situation, to where the more you remove, the more resources you get. That's what it looks like it's showing me, as I'm looking at what's under each of these pieces. But it says you start the game with all these pieces on your board. You put your money here, like I said, like I expected, to show how much money that you have. And you got some other stuff that's going on the board. You got a castle that's up here. I guess it shows the strength of your castle. I'm not a fan of how that fits on the board. I'd rather it fit on the board than kind of just sit on the board, if you will. I guess it fits enough. I mean, it fits well enough. It looks like it's hanging off a lot. I don't know. I don't like that too much. And then your shield token for your house would go on the scoreboard. There we go. So your shield token will go there. Show your score. And looks like that's about it. Oh, some people have these on their board. I don't know what that's about, but they do. And yeah. Oh, there's a crown. The crown is your round tracker. I don't know the realm. Oh, this. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough space to show it. That's fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to play the game here. I'm just trying to show some stuff. This is solo, wrong side. Standard, and the crown goes here to keep track of stuff as you go along different rounds. Oh, I see. So these coins will go here. Oh, I'm picking up what they're putting down. You only get 2 coins. So I guess as you pass those, you give those to somebody and let them do some stuff. And yeah, I will say that one thing I do want to give credit where credit's due. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, so you know, they're not out of the water yet. But the rulebook seems to have sufficient pages. It's funny to say that now, because in hindsight, I think the only rulebook, or sorry, there were a few rulebooks. I think Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, Tiny Epic Tactics, and Tiny Epic Mechs, they had some huge issues with some of the rulebooks being too brief, too succinct, if you will. So I do appreciate a rulebook with a lot of stuff. Now, granted, I have not actually read this rulebook, and I have not actually tried to use it to learn to play the game yet, seeing as how I just opened it. But I do have a little bit of faith, seeing the number of pages. Like, it seems like a hefty number of pages, 23. Whereas if I compare it to, just randomly compare it to Tiny Epic Pirates, because I have Tiny Epic Pirates right here in front of me, there was a trend. There was a trend toward Tiny Epic was trying to use less pages. So this is 20 pages. with the back page being something. I guess the back page is something on here. It's 24 pages, so I guess not too many more pages. But there was, I don't know. I guess the only one I can think of off the top of my head was definitely dinosaurs, or Tiny Epic. Yeah, Tiny Epic Dinosaurs and Tiny Epic Mechs. The rulebooks were surprisingly not as detailed as it should be. Doesn't necessarily mean that more pages means more detail, but hopefully it does translate into that. So yeah. Okay, cool. All right, I'll put that away. And we're gonna go ahead and close out this video. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully this is very useful for those who are looking at this game, maybe potentially thinking about getting it, or just looking for components and component counts. I have not counted the components, but these are the components. So if you want to count them yourselves, feel free to. Let me try to put it in a way that's useful for you. The minis, I do like the minis. I do feel that if this game is ever on sale for like $5 or $10, I would definitely buy it just for the minis, because the minis are pretty nice. They seem like a good quality mini. I mean, it seems not super detailed, but they feel sturdy. Like, I don't know how else to express. They feel sturdy. Like this. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to tempt fate, but I was there's a little loose piece here. I was like, that little loose piece feels very sturdy. No, it still feels pretty sturdy. Like it feels pretty on there, pretty together, if you will. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this one and what you think of the whole unboxing series. Like I said, I do get board games somewhat frequently. Purchase them personally. So unboxing them as a video is pretty relatively low effort to do. So it seems it's fun. I get to talk about stuff, show my storage solutions, and talk about a lot of things. So for me, it feels fun. I am going to try to sleeve these cards to see if it fits back in the box. The Tiny Epic series, when I do sleeve them, they traditionally do not fit back in the box. So for instance, I've sleeved all of the Tiny Epic Pirates cards. Actually, have I sleeved? I have not sleeved all the cards here. Oh, I see. I upgraded the tokens to use something else. But Tiny Epic Pirates was not my favorite game, so I don't even know why I even bothered doing that. I did put the expansion inside of this one, so that's why the box has lift as well, because the expansion's in there. So this box is empty. I hear something in there. Hold on. It's empty. I can't get it open, but I hear something rattling in there, and I can't open it. All right, whatever. It's probably just like some cardboard or something. But yeah, okay. All right, now we'll go ahead and close the video. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you all whenever.